In human history, art, which is the way of expressing the purest form of emotion, thought and imagination, has influenced and brought people together since the beginning of its existence. Beyond being a language, art is a form of universal expression that colors emotions, shapes thoughts, and pushes the limits of imagination. Art is expressed through pictures, notes, words, and emotions portrayed on stage. Humanity has a story in its past that extends from ancient times to the present day. Art has evolved in parallel with the development of society and has been periodically under the influence of different movements. This video aims to emphasize that art is more than just a visual or auditory feast, it is a part of humanity's collective memory. The universality of art, its ability to build bridges between cultures, and its contribution to social change will be the main focal points of our video. As we dive deeper into art, we will embark on a journey from past to present through the works of famous artists. We will also explore the effects of technology on art and its possible future evolution. Are you ready? Then, let's step into the magical world of art and get lost in a magnificent feast of emotions, thoughts, and dreams. Art appears as a versatile way of expressing one's inner world and the way one perceives the world. This versatility allows art to appear in different disciplines and accommodate different forms of expression. This diversity is a key feature that creates the fascinating universe of art. Visual arts. Visual arts are known for their aesthetic value and capacity to create emotion. Painting offers the opportunity to depict thoughts using colors and lines, and sculpture offers the opportunity to express form and texture through three-dimensional works. Photography explores the temporal dimension of art by creating a frozen image of the moment. Performing arts. Performing arts, such as theater, dance, and opera, focus on the artistic expression of live performances and shows. Theater is an example of telling stories through characters, dance is an example of expressing emotions and stories with the rhythm of the body, and opera is an example of presenting epic narratives by combining music and drama. Literature. Literary works expressed with the power of words are representatives of written art. Through novels, poems, stories, and plays, writers play with words to make readers think, feel, and influence. Music. Music created by arranging notes is an art form that directly affects emotions. Through different instruments and sounds, musicians vibrate the human soul with melodies and rhythms and create a flood of emotions. This diversity of art creates a space where everyone can find their own form of expression. Visual, auditory, kinetic, or literary, these different avenues of art strengthen humanity's ability to share and understand each other's emotions, thoughts, and dreams. This endless spectrum of art provides the opportunity to explore the richness and diversity of expression. Art has existed in every period of human history and has evolved by establishing an intercultural connection. The history of art includes art movements that emerged in different periods in time and the effects of these movements on society. This evolution reflects not only art itself, but also social, cultural, and political changes. Art of antiquity. The art of antiquity mainly focused on mythology, nature, and the idealized form of the human body. The Greek and Roman empires represent the pinnacle of ancient art with their architectural monuments, sculptures, and mosaics. Art offers a deep dive into society's beliefs, mythology, and power dynamics. Medieval art. Medieval art largely includes religious themes. Gothic architecture, church murals, and manuscripts define the artistic expression of the Middle Ages. Art created an atmosphere of spirituality by reflecting the feudal social order of the period. Renaissance. The Renaissance period is characterized by the revival of art and its focus on humans. Human anatomy, the use of perspective, and the rediscovery of mythological themes are fundamental elements of the Renaissance. Works such as Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa and Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling are the pinnacles of this period. Baroque, Rococo, and Neoclassical periods. While Baroque is known for excessive ornamentation and dramatic expressions, Rococo emphasizes lightness and elegance. Neoclassicism symbolizes a return to ancient Greek and Roman art. These periods reflect changes in aesthetic understanding and social sensitivities. Modern and postmodern art. In the 20th century, modern and postmodern art movements emerged. Movements such as abstract art, Dadaism, Surrealism, and pop art represented the search for new forms of expression by questioning traditional art rules. Postmodern art has expanded the definition of art by focusing on diversity, parody, and irony. The history of art represents not only an aesthetic evolution, but also a social, cultural, and intellectual evolution. The past of humanity is the mirror of art, and this mirror offers us the opportunity to understand our past by reflecting changes and continuities over time. Beyond merely providing an aesthetic experience, art fulfills the function of expressing people's thoughts and feelings, interpreting social events and giving meaning to them in a cultural context. Although the function of art has changed throughout history, it has essentially been a tool to enrich and give meaning to human experience. Art as a means of expression. In addition to expressing the inner world of the artist, art also provides the audience with the opportunity to share their feelings and thoughts. Through paintings, music, literary works, and stage performances, artists can convey their feelings and thoughts by establishing a deep connection with the audience. In this way, art is a powerful tool for freedom of expression. Social and political effects. Art is an important social tool with its ability to interpret and criticize social and political events. Works of art can reflect society's values, norms, and conflicts. Artists often create social impact by calling for social change or criticizing the current situation. For example, Picasso's painting Guernica strongly demonstrates this function by conveying a political message by depicting the horrors and suffering of war. Emotional and psychological effects. Art has the power to leave an emotional and psychological impact on the viewer. A beautiful painting, a moving melody, or a touching stage performance can trigger emotional responses in the audience. This reflects the potential of art to contribute positively to people's mental health. In addition to emotional expression, art also allows viewers to interact on an intellectual level. The function of art encompasses much more than just an aesthetic experience. With its basic functions such as freedom of expression, social criticism, and emotional interaction, art is an indispensable tool to enrich and give meaning to the collective experience of humanity. Art has gone beyond merely an aesthetic experience and become a social tool. Throughout history, art has witnessed social changes, reflected emotions, and provoked thoughts. Societies have expressed themselves through art, conveyed their past, and depicted their hopes for the future. Reflection of social change. Art functions as a reflection of social change. Artworks reflect the social, political, and cultural atmosphere of their period, providing the opportunity to document and understand social dynamics. For example, the works created by painters during war periods turn into a historical mirror by depicting the pain and conflicts of society. Social criticism and awareness raising. Art provides a point of departure against social problems and injustices. artists can express their stance against injustice, inequalities, and political persecution through their works. In this way, art functions as a tool of social criticism and prompts the viewer to reflect on these issues. Intercultural dialogue and understanding. Art has the power to bring people together by building bridges between different cultures. Artworks from different geographies offer the viewer the opportunity to understand and appreciate other cultures. This intercultural dialogue emphasizes people's common feelings and the fundamental values shared by humanity. Social change and activism. Art is also used as a tool to lead social change. Especially contemporary artists support social activism and demand change with their works. Forms of expression such as graphic designs, performance arts, and street art have an impressive power that draws attention to social issues. Use of art for social good. Art can also function as a tool for social good and service. Art projects can be used for education and social service purposes, bringing communities together. Community arts projects often contribute to the strengthening and working together of communities. The social role of art allows people to communicate with each other, establish emotional bonds, and build a common meaning. This highlights the fact that art is not just an aesthetic expression but also a social tool. In addition to being a collective voice of emotions and thoughts, art plays an important role in social change and development. In art history, certain artists and their original works have left a lasting mark, transcending their era and movement. These artists have left a deep impact on the art world with their creativity, courageous expressions, and aesthetic vision, making audiences think and inspiring future generations. Leonardo da Vinci and Mona Lisa. Considered the genius artist of the Renaissance period, Leonardo da Vinci became immortal with his painting Mona Lisa. This work is considered one of the most recognizable and valuable paintings in art history, with its mysterious smile and realistic portrait. Leonardo da Vinci left a great legacy not only to the world of art, but also to science and culture in general, with his contributions to painting, engineering, anatomy, and science. Michelangelo and the Sistine Chapel. Michelangelo, one of the great masters of the Renaissance, became famous for his fresco work called Sistine Chapel Ceiling as well as his sculpture. This magnificent work contains a series of scenes depicting the life of Jesus and creation. This huge ceiling fresco by Michelangelo is a turning point not only in the history of art but also in the history of the Church. Vincent van Gogh and Starry Night. Vincent van Gogh, one of the pioneers of post-impressionism, demonstrated his creativity with his unique use of color and texture. His painting Starry Night is unforgettable for its intense color palette and gloomy landscape wrapped among dynamic stars. Van Gogh's works represent a revolution in emotionality and inner expression in the art world. Pablo Picasso and Guernica. Pablo Picasso, one of the most impressive artists of the 20th century, strikingly reflected the horror and pain of war with his work Guernica. This large-scale painting depicts the devastating effects of a bombardment during the Spanish Civil War and carries an anti-war message. As a pioneer of the Cubism movement, Picasso's works had a great impact on the evolution of contemporary art. Ludwig van Beethoven and the Ninth Symphony. Art is expressed not only visually but also through the world of sound. Beethoven reached the pinnacle of classical music with his Ninth Symphony. In this symphony, Beethoven turned a manifesto for humanity into music by pushing the boundaries of music with its experimental structure and the participation of the choir and soloists. These famous artists and their works help us understand the universal language of art, enrich our emotions, and make significant contributions to the collective memory of humanity. Their works reflect the power of art that endures beyond time. Although art and technology have been two seemingly independent fields throughout history, in the modern world these two concepts are increasingly intertwined and strengthen each other. Technological advances are transforming the forms of expression of art and offering new and unlimited possibilities to artists. The rise of digital art. With computers, software, and digital tools, we are witnessing a new era of art. Digital art allows artists to work with previously unimaginable tools. Technologies such as 3D design, digital illustration, and virtual reality expand the boundaries of art and allow artists to showcase their creativity in the digital world. Interactive art experiences. Technology transforms the art experience into a dynamic process that interacts with the audience. Works of art are now becoming works that can not only be watched, but also touched, moved, and interacted with. Interactive installations add a new dimension by enhancing interaction between art and audience. Art and digital media. Artists have the opportunity to tell complex stories with digital media tools, combine sound and image, and make audiences think using the possibilities offered by information technology. The integration of art with digital media enables works to reach wider audiences and also leads to the emergence of new narrative forms and aesthetic experiences. This deep interaction between art and technology reveals not only the face of art, but also how technology can shape human emotions and creativity. In this context, collaboration between artists and technologists opens the doors to a new and exciting creative era. Art is in constant evolution and, along with technological advances, will further expand future creative potential. The future of art has exciting potential in how digital technologies, artificial intelligence, and the concept of sustainability will shape artistic expressions and impact society. The rise of digital art. In the future, the importance of digital art will increase even more. Artists will provide audiences with more interactive and participatory experiences using virtual reality, augmented reality, and other digital technologies. This will expand the boundaries of art and allow new forms of expression to emerge, independent of traditional media. Relationship between artificial intelligence and art. Artificial intelligence will play an important role in the art world in the future. Artificial intelligence algorithms have the capacity to produce works of art, analyze them, and even participate in creative processes. This will transform the process of art creation and give rise to a new form of collaboration between artists and artificial intelligence. Multisensory experiences. In the future, art will offer audiences experiences that stimulate multiple senses. Artworks will offer a richer and deeper experience by combining senses such as sight, hearing, touch, and even smell. This will allow art to connect more deeply with audiences. Sustainable art. With increasing social and environmental awareness, it is expected that art will focus more on the concept of sustainability in the future. Artists will contribute to a sustainable future by using recycled materials, protecting natural resources, and drawing attention to environmental problems. Art and social change. In the future, art will continue to play an important role in shaping social change. Artists will continue to be a strong voice to raise awareness of social issues and make society think. Art will retain its potential to question social norms and call for change. Future art will continue to be a field that nurtures creative thinking, interacts with technology and society, and evolves in a sustainable, impactful way. This dynamic evolution of art will provide audiences with deeper and more meaningful experiences and continue its contribution to social, cultural, and technological changes. Art is a universal language that has shaped emotions, thoughts, and expression since the earliest times of humanity. Throughout this video, we explored various aspects of art, its history, famous artists, its social role and future potential. We have seen that art is more than an aesthetic experience, it is a form of expression, a social tool and a dynamic field that is constantly evolving. The history of art allows us to follow the emotions, thoughts and cultural evolution of humanity through art movements and great artists in different periods. Famous artists and their works show the deep imprint of art on human history, while highlighting its social role and how it plays a key role in shaping change and bringing people together. In the future, art will evolve further with dynamic factors such as the rise of digital technologies, collaboration with artificial intelligence, and increased sustainability efforts. While the rise of digital art increases interaction with the audience, collaboration with artificial intelligence will open the door to new creative avenues. A greater focus in art on the concept of sustainability will emphasize environmental and social responsibilities and strengthen the impact of art in social change. As a result, art has become an entity integrated with humanity by reflecting changes over time, ways of expressing emotions, and social dynamics. The endless journey of art will continue to push the boundaries of creativity, bring societies together, and deepen people's understanding of the world. Art is not just a painting or sculpture, but a mirror of the collective consciousness of humanity.